everyone, it's Holly Marie King, and we're back with Dicey Irae, Amentes. Yeah. Sorry, I just sneezed right when I was about to do my intro. I'm not crying. Just getting over my sneeze. Anyway, let's just go ahead and get started, shall we? A grisly decapitation. This was the sort of abnormal, gruesome event that would give you goosebumps just thinking about it. Anyone living in Suwahara must have been scared out of their wits. After all, murders this bizarre rarely ended this with just one victim. For all we knew, another body could turn up tonight. Anybody could turn up tonight. And might have been involved. Everyone's been on edge today. They're probably going to shut down clubs for a little while so we can get home ASAP and all that. If people seem to be keeping their distance from you, that's part of the reason. Try not to freak out about it. And that doesn't really bother you, sure? Then why are you so down? Seems kind of odd if you ask me. Oh, maybe you got into a fight with Ayase? No. You're such a liar. She threw the coat she had been wearing over my head. I was trying to remember where I was. Now I do. Listen, you need to treat the girl you like with more care. It's dangerous out there, so you need to be there for her. Bye now, Fuji. Thanks for the coat and for hearing me out. To tell you the truth, I was a little scared, but you helped me get away from things. Himuro gave me a rare grin. She seemed just a little embarrassed. If she acted like this all the time, she'd establish a fan base in no time. Well, that aside, could you not go deciding who it is I like by yourself? It's not like I have a thing for Kasu. And there's another lie. Anyway, you need to learn to step up to the plate more often. Yusa's not here anymore, you know. See you. With that, Himuro left the roof behind. I heaved a sigh. In the end, I really was just lectured the whole time. I was kind of miffed. It was cold as hell on the roof, but I had lost the will to return to class, so I decided to just skip. Oh, shoot. Oh, come on. This is a bad time for you to do this. I forgot I had to write something down really quick. Apparently I had fallen asleep at some point. I opened my eyes to see this guy. You shitting me? I couldn't believe myself. It was already completely dark out. I was lucky I didn't get sick. Maybe it was true what they said about idiots not catching colds. I rose from the bench I had been laying on. Laying? I checked the time on my phone, 6:30 p.m. It wasn't terribly late, but seeing how it was winter, it was already pitch black outside in the distance. I could still see lights on in the school offices. The idea of being caught by a teacher wasn't appealing. I had had enough lectures for one day. Hot. I headed back to the classroom to pick up my stuff, only to find... You moron! Go and get held back a year for all I care. Gah! A lovely note from Kasumi taped onto my desk, but she had no reason to be concerned. My grades were better than hers. Since this was a college prep school, they were willing to turn a blind eye to most things as long as you did well on tests. That said, the incident with Shiru might not have fallen under most things, but setting that aside, I tore the note off the desk, rolled it up, and lunged it at the trash can. I totally sunk the free throw. I left the classroom after paying my respects to Kasumi's rancorous missive. Rancorous missive? What a wordplay. What words are these? The school was more than a little creepy at night. No wonder so many people reported ghost sightings during the summer months. I wasn't a fan of ghosts myself. If I had to say why, it was because they were immune to physical attacks. You could try punching them, kicking them, whacking them with a bat, whatever, and it wouldn't do a damn thing. Meanwhile, they were able to mess with us like all they wanted. You could hardly call that playing fair. Surely I wasn't the only one who found that a bit unsophisticated. As I was walking down the hall, entertaining myself with silly ponderings on ghosts, something outside the window caught my eye. The kendo hall? The lights were on. Himuro had said that club activities would probably be suspended, which meant... Kasumi? I couldn't think of any other explanation. Surely she wasn't trying to develop some new technique to take on the murderer on the loose, right? Unfortunately, I couldn't just leave her here now that I knew. What Himuro had told me earlier was still on my mind too, I guess. Setting aside the issue of whether or not she really needed me escorting her, we took the same path back home anyway. I found just the person I was expecting to find in the dojo, but maybe this was the wrong call. I had come here thinking we'd go through our usual routine, with me giving her a hard time and sidestepping her subsequent scolding. Kasumi, however, was clearly not in the playful mood right now. When it came to kendo, she didn't cut corners or make compromises. She handled her bamboo sword with a quiet dignity, with nary a trace of her usual rambunctious demeanor to be found. Staring at her steadfast expression, I found myself starting to understand why the younger girl swooned over her. It felt like it would be wrong somehow to call out to her, so I just leaned against the shoe rack and watched her practice. I wasn't very familiar with kendo, but if memory served, that pose was the Saigon Kame. Sorry if I butchered it. Don't know it. One of the most basic techniques. Kame? It's gonna bug me now. She sure was diligent. Here was someone who placed in national tournaments, staying late in order to practice their fundamentals. Well, I guess that was probably part of why she was so strong. I had been watching her for a few minutes now. She had probably been practicing for much longer, of course, but her form hadn't wavered a bit. It called to mind the image of a Buddhist priest meditating. Was this what they called clearing one's mind? As I watched her, I suddenly wondered if she had some specific reason for going out of her way to maintain a steady presence of mind like this. I mean, that was kind of the idea of martial arts in general, but the really strong ones are the guys who are strong without doing a damn thing. I recalled what Shiro had once said while watching one of Kasumi's matches. People who are strong to begin with don't need to rehearse or practice. Martial arts is a way for the weak to try to become strong, which is why the idea that you could do it if you put your mind to it is so influential. The match starting and ending with a bow, that's all part of it. People born weak don't know how to deal with having strength, so they end up putting top priority on trying to discipline themselves because they'll break down if they don't. Poor bastards. Well, I guess they can't help it, though. People who are strong... In other words, Kasumi is in that group. It's cute that she's trying to go beyond her ability, but she wasn't born strong, so she's really just pushing herself, unlike a certain someone. Man, how did things end up like this anyway? Who decided to dangle a carrot in front of the little bunny? Well, Granny? I still remember the grin on his face as he nudged me with his shoulder in retrospect. Maybe I should have decked him right then and there. Take some responsibility, man. It's because you did that in the first place that... Oh, give me a break. Where the hell did he get off trying to lecture me about this? Whose fault did he think it was anyway? It pissed me off hearing that sort of thing coming from the mouth of a risk-obsessed psychopath like him. He needed to realize he was nothing more than a fucking dumbass who liked complicating things for the hell of it. That was why I... Ren? Shit. What the hell was I doing? What's wrong? No, wait, first question. How long have you been there? Sorry, it was just a little hard to find the right timing to speak up. I'm gonna be out of my mind, something going on a trip down that particular memory lane. I pulled my fist out of the shoe rack, my gaze wavering. This was beyond embarrassing. Let's head home together. It's dangerous to be walking around alone outside right now. Huh? What's going on? This isn't like you at all. I never thought I'd hear you say something like that. No, you've got it wrong. The streets are scary at night, so I figured you could keep me safe. Yeah, me. Oh, is that right? Well, wait, so you're saying you want me to guard you because you're scared? You're not the one protecting me. Exactly. Kasumi snapped. You spineless coward, have you no shame as a man? Oh, right, and now I remember. You skipped afternoon classes, didn't you? Where the hell did you run off to? I fell asleep on the roof. The roof? Seriously? I mean, are you out of your mind? Okay, that's it. I'm done. You're just wearing me out. Fine, I get it. Whatever. I'm gonna go get changed, so wait there a bit. Kasumi stopped off into the changing room, and I could have sworn I heard the earth shake. She poked her head back out. Peek, and you'll get to experience my kendo techniques firsthand. Bam! She slammed the door shut. Sigh. Well, I guess this had turned out more or less how I originally envisioned it. It seemed Kasumi was back to her usual self, if nothing else. Now I just need to stop worrying about stuff in the past myself. Well then, thanks for everything as usual. Kasumi thanked the dojo, locked it, and then headed my way. I didn't know someone was there. Sorry for the wait. So, have you eaten yet? No. Since we're going home together, you make something? Huh? Isn't it late for that? I don't really mind. No other cooking suits my taste like yours, I guess. Really? Really? I barely had anything for lunch, so I'm starving. And I don't want to eat something I'm not used to. So, I'd like something from you. But I'm all out of ingredients. Am I asking too much? So if so, I guess I could make do with eating out. No, that's not it. It's just kind of embarrassing, you know? I'm at a loss. When you put it like that, I feel like I can't make anything half-assed or something like that. Kasumi squirmed about for a bit and soon collected herself. Alright, then I'll do my best. Thanks. Thank God she was so simple-minded. Afterward, we picked up some groceries at the supermarket and headed home together. Couldn't have been much later than 7 p.m., but there were surprisingly few people still out and about on the streets. I guess we aren't the only ones on edge. Naturally. You'd have to be crazy to want to go strolling about in a city where there had been a brutal murder the previous day. Why? I'm not even tired. The smart thing to do would be to stay inside with your doors locked tight. Thinking about it this way, Kasumi and I were being pretty careless going out at night like this, even if we were together. The teacher said we should all go straight home until the murderer is finally caught. What else would they say? Then, why did you stay behind? Well, you see, it's just, you know, a part of my daily routine, that's why. Didn't feel right to skimp on it now. Besides, I figured I might be able to capture the murderer. Hey, what's with that face? You're thinking I'm an idiot or something, aren't you? Was she psychic or something? Look, just leave this to the public officials. Why should a female student have to go the extra mile? Don't you know? It's because I'm a champion of justice. Good for her. I've suspected as much for a while, but you're not exactly the sharpest tool in the shed, huh? Excuse me? Now that was rude, even from you. Anyway, keep that sense of justice of yours in moderation, okay? I didn't know what sort of person the murderer was, but it was probably safe to say that he was out of his mind if he was going around decapitating people. The average person would almost certainly struggle to maintain their cool when comforting a psychopath like that. Not comforting. For comforting psychopaths now, that's not scary. I'm kind of doubtful you can manage to pull off your kendo techniques against an opponent that comes lunging at you with a bloody knife and a creepy smile. What about you? Good question. Yeah, I guess that might be kind of scary. I know, right? Most people have never had to fight for their lives, so it would be only natural to freeze up when thrust into a situation like that. Only experience or a natural predisposition for this sort of thing could help you there. Not that being experienced with or possessing a gift for life and death struggles would be a good thing, mind you. Anyway, just try not to play the hero, alright? If you're gonna keep up your practicing, I'll stay with you. Oh gosh, you're actually worried? Of course I am. I'm seriously scared about going home alone. Oh boy, I see. So that's your angle. Well, glad to see you're being honest at least. But still, seems like you've taken big steps back to being your old self again. When you first got put into the hospital, you were almost like a ghost or something. So, Kasumi smiled softly, her expression feeling somehow mature. Next time something happens, be sure you tell me about it, okay? Don't leave me in the dark and pull a reckless stunt like you did last time, you hear? Promise me? She stuck out her pinky. Come on! What are you, my mother? It's nothing like that at all. You want me to protect you, right? Right? I wondered if it might not be better to just go along with her. I'll see what I can do. Good enough. Alright. Kasumi grabbed my hand and forcefully intertwined our pinkies. I am going to end this episode here. Oh, I always feel like stretching right after a video. If you like this video, please leave a like. If you know someone who might like this content, please share it. If you yourself liked it and want some more, well, I'm going to try to post this every other Monday, so subscribe so you can get notifications, or not, you know, just subscription would be helpful. If you hated it, I don't know why you're still here, but, you know, you can move on if you like. But anyway, hopefully I will see you guys next time. Bye.